Testing. Testing is amazing. Amazing. So we are here again. So welcome. It's already afternoon. It's already 4:16. We are 16 minutes late, but I wanted to come around for 30, around 4. So this is the exact time. You know, between 4 and 4:30, this is the time we are going to be on. So kindly, if you're enjoying this, ensure that you like this live. Make sure that you click that like button, and as well there is a comment section. Make sure that let's engage there. Allow me to share the link. You can help me share the link. Let's have so many people joining this. We need an improvement from yesterday move. All right. So kindly make sure that you like, because now we are going to take this to the next level. Today we are going to take this to the next level. There's the chat. I'm waiting for some people to confirm that you can hear me clearly. I'm waiting to see in the comment section on the chat. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Just leave a comment on the chat right now. I want us to start with the gold right now and have something great. Okay. This is what we have. Relax. That is the first statement I always say anytime maybe we are here, because when you relax, you're going to see things clearly. Musa is confirming that you can hear me clearly. Alex, audio is okay. Thank you so much for confirmation. And also for those who are not really enjoying, make sure that you do that and ensure that you click that like button. Let's just engage and let's see what we have. Now, yesterday we earned a very nice entry from gold. That is this area here, because this is the same information. I wish maybe we end 2 lives, because like I can come live anytime to give you signals like these free signals here, because after yesterday live we earned so many entries that we focused on, and the market was really doing so good. And number one of it, where we sold around 43.50 something, we sold around 53 all the way to the top. Yeah, we sold around this area here, which is this level. For those who can remember yesterday, and we were saying that the price is going to move below 4,300. That is the first, and you can see this crash that really happened to the price of gold. But to my surprise, also the market went around this area here, which is the same entry that is running right now, because this was another entry, very nice entry to have a sell across this area here. That's why I'm talking about this and telling you that we need, like, I'm going to put that website live, so that I'm going to be posting these signals live, so that you can be notified. I'm going also to be putting a notification. I don't know whether that is going to be possible, because I have this entry that is 43.20. Yesterday we talked about 43.20 again, and I told you this thing that is going either to be the support or the resistance when the market moves up. That is one thing that you really need to notice. And if this market actually dropped all the way down here, and you remember that yesterday we end 43.20 around this area here, and if you look, that is actually one of the proof that this market was actually to reverse across this area here. And that's why I get it, like it's almost, that was a sniper entry on my side, the second entry that we have, apart from the one we took together here live, that was yesterday. Now, looking at this is what we have, and let's see where the market is going to be moving, because we need to move with the gold. We need to have the future with it, and keep updating on how it's going to be moving today and tomorrow. But yesterday was really great, because that is the market I actually did that way, so it was really amazing. Now, if you look at this level here, that was really amazing, because this reversal here, remember, for example, yesterday I talked again about 43.20, where we end so many orders, we end so many contract that was actually entered around 43.20, and most of those contracts were actually the put. That means sales, and that's why you can see they were absolutely at that level. And that's why I was very curious now to this area here. So that was one of the proof that this market actually was to just reverse from that area here. After the market actually closed with this candle and start moving up here, I just started now to realize, these candles 1, 2, 3 here, I came to realize that this market, of course, is going to come down again and sell maybe around for this corner here. And you see, what do you see here? This is actually 61% of Fibonacci retracement around this area here. There is the support, there is the volume that is supporting you with all that. And the other thing, of course, I know this seems like a gap, but I do not name it a gap, because the reason I'm not to call this gap that are not strong. Most of the time when we have a breakout, like for example, let's say this candle could have actually moved from this position all the way, that could actually be a very big gap, but it's already in the market and moved all the way down. So the market, of course, with that, although it's not that strong, this big candle here, it ends to fill up this weak gap that we have on the top here. That was really very amazing. So the first entry, you remember 43.50 that we talked about yesterday, 43.50, something here, 58, 55. Market went all the way to 74. But remember, we were waiting even to sell from 44 all the way from yesterday. But the market actually started selling from this place here, 43.20. So that was my good zone. The place that I was expecting now the market to just sell from. So the order that I'm just ordering right now is actually a sell, and where my stop loss, where my TP is actually located, but I'm going to know what I can just do with this is across this area here, which was actually almost touched, which is across this area here, which is below that. I know the market has already touched 41, 42 here, but I'm targeting this area here, I'm targeting this area here. So I'll keep reducing the zones, because I know, we already made money, some good amount of money from yesterday, and this is really a great entry that we might be having here. Now, forget about the history of tomorrow, but don't forget about the history of tomorrow, because that is going to be our reference. That is going to be our reference point. Now, where is gold going? Where is gold going? That is the question you should be asking. Where is gold going? Where is gold going? Gold is going where? Where is the gold going? Because we should ask such questions. Where is this market moving? Where is this market going? Where is the price of gold going? Because that is the first thing that we just have to ask yourself. Where is this market moving? This is a very important question, because if you ignore higher time frame, because remember, yes, strategy we used yesterday, I repeated that strategy several times. That is the market, and that's the same strategy, of course, we are going to use today, because it combines different aspects. time frame, price action, and also the volume in terms of contract, but we are going to check that on futures. We are going to check the volume. Also, we can actually today add a little bit of salt, and yeah, we can just improve it, and we are going to move to futures, the gold on the futures, so that we can see the volume on the futures of gold. But at least when you actually master this, I know things are really going to be amazing. So we just keep improving this strategy and see what we're going to have. All right, so I want us to move to the daily time frame again to see what has the market been able to achieve, because there's a very big goal that we have been waiting for this market to achieve, which is located around all the way down. So I'm going to remove all the drawings so that we can have some new drawings. So we are going to be here for a while, so maybe in the around the 625. Right now is 430, so in the next maybe 530, around 530, near 6 p.m. will be done. So not a lot, just 1 hour. So make sure that we check this well. So if you're going to have time, we are going to check also the currencies. So relax. I need to think, when you're analyzing the market, the first thing that you need is to have a cool environment where you are thinking. Okay. Without forgetting this is how the market is moving. And if you can remember this from yesterday, I see my camera is hanging, so I'll just remove the camera to remove the distraction. If you can hear me, that's better. So I'm going to remove all this, and let's have a big screen so that you can see. Let's have a bigger screen. Mi nitajirusha huko chini. Oh my goodness. That's better, right? That's good. That is nice. That is very nice. That is very nice. Now, I want us to start with the highest time frame. And what you realize is the market is really moving down. And I said one thing because I want to educate you as we move on. Because I can give you strategy today, I can give you a signal today, but tomorrow I might actually be posting to come live. So you need to know how to fish. All right. So remember what we said yesterday, the market that is moving this way. So the market that is moving down. And this is the same thing we said. This is the same thing that we said yesterday. Look at this move. Cutting across this way. So that's how the gold is actually moving. I know those people use, if you just want to know the direction of where the market is moving, there are different indicators to tell you the momentum or maybe to, where the market is really moving. Is it moving down? You can use different indicators. You can use EMA, that is exponential moving averages. You can use what we call Bollinger Band. All those are actually to tell you where the market is moving. I'm avoiding indicators and so many complications because you have the highs and you can just see what is happening to this market. So this is a gold that is moving down, and we need to be careful with that because that is the move that we are receiving. All right. So the other day we said, of course, this is not that. Look at that big move here. Look at that big move on how that market is actually moving. So this is not a rocket science. This is how the market is absolutely trading here. Sometimes it's not that really perfect, but if you can really observe this so well, you can see how this market is really moving. So let's try and clone this. Cloning means that this line is really going to be parallel, like forever those lines will never meet. And if you are going to experience where the market is touching the trend lines on the upper side and at least 3 to 4 points, then just know that point is amazing, very strong, right? Simple strategy, simple tools, and you are good to go. And you are good to go. You are good to go. So this is not that perfect, but when it comes to these areas, that is what we are getting from this market. As you can see, simple, right? So this is what we have from this market here, and is the price. The gold is actually really trying, but the other day we end where the market was actually trading like this. We are avoiding some zones like this, but of course the upper part is so really amazing. The upper part is good. The upper part is really good. Yep, so that is the highest time frame, and with that is just to say that the market is really moving down. And we noticed the other point. Those are the points that we were driving yesterday. So those are the points that we are writing down. The other point that we noted is this, that we have so many buyers in this market. This market is moving down, but trust me or not, but this market has so many. We are going to check that on volume. Trust me. You see around this area here, you see this area here, around this area here, from this zone all the way, this entire zone is full of orders, my friend, pending orders. Those are actually buy limit. That's actually here. And that means we can actually check this, and you can actually use different tools. We can use depth of the market to know where many orders actually been placed. We can look for open interest to see where on the option side where people are placing more orders. So we have many tools that you can use to know where investors are actually placing their orders, right? Where their orders are actually concentrated on. And there's another tool that I'm going to be teaching you, is known as the heat map. It's not the heat map from the CME. This is another heat map that we are going to be using. The heat map shows you where orders are actually being entered. That is limit orders. All the limit orders we have: buy stop, sell stop. That is buy limit, sell limit, buy stop, sell stop. All three, four you can actually see, and the number of contracts that has actually been entered in those areas. So that's another heat map that you're going to be using, but different websites. So I just need us to advance this conversation. Now this market we saying is really moving so nice, because this one was really great. The market was to move from this. So I know we are going to use this analysis even tomorrow. So make sure that we preserve it. Tomorrow we are not going to analyze again. It's only that some people saying they missed out. So tomorrow we are not going to have analysis. We're just going to do a follow-up. Tomorrow we are going to do a follow-up. So we are just analyzing this, and we are going to just leave it to be just like this. So we saying this was really another amazing story that we wanted to have. Now the market just moved, of course, this way. We end another one around this area here. So if you just mark those areas, you're going to see all those results. And if you look at this market, now it's really moving right now from the top here, which is this level. After achieving this, of course, this area is really nice. Came all the way and feed this, moved down all the way to the top here. About this and this way and that. So you just derive a point here, because this is really great. This is great. You just need to have just one statement. And what does that statement say? But buyers, if you are really planning to buy from this market, you are not lucky, because that is the same thing that we are really saying from this market right now. Let me show you. This is what happened to that market here. Look at that. And then maybe when we move to the lowest time frame, we are going to see that again. So move to 4 hour time frame. Let's move to 4 hour time frame. That is when you're going to see this structure so well. All right. So we already know the direction of the market. Now look at this structure. look at, I'm actually taking this market from this area here. So if you look at this how this market is really moving. And yesterday the market actually ended to touch this. Number one, we have seen this is actually around 50% of retracement. Around 50% is around that area. Actually that is 61% of Fibonacci retracement. And the market ended to fill at least a gap that was created from yesterday. Not actually this, but not actually this. This is actually on the lowest time frame sign. We are going to check that one. But look at this. This is actually the gap, the market move, that where the market actually touched almost 4,000. Not actually from yesterday. This is where we are now seeing the market in a very big picture, like these big moves that we are experiencing here. And this is just to tell you what is really happening. And to yesterday we had some questions this is what we have been tracking, because if you look at around 45.60, the other day we were doing live stream, we also saw that there are many contracts that were actually around this area here. And that's why I was saying that nothing in this market just that happens random. You know, everything is just planned, everything just happens with the purpose. And that is what we see. Of course, it's crazy. Number two, you can see this one. This is for around 43.60, 43.80. Now, this is the zone that we are trading yesterday. So this is the entry that we end. You see this position here, this rejection, where it was actually at 43.50. And that is the sell that we took yesterday. So I don't know how many closed that one, but that is the sell that we took yesterday. This statement I mentioned yesterday, please, for those who can just remember, we used something where I told you that once this market is going to achieve and move below 43.05, 43.05, I don't know how many can remember that, but I said the following: if this market is going to cross below this, make sure that you don't place your stop loss around these areas. What did we use? We used volume profile. So that is the purpose. You can see every tool that we use has different purpose. You know, we are using the spoon to eat, we are using the plate to serve, and we are using the meko to cook. So every tool has its own purpose in this strategy. All right. So that is what we are still going to do here, because volume profile did not actually help us so much in terms of volume of where so many orders are concentrated. Volume profile helped us now to know which areas to avoid to place something like the stop loss, because that was the most important thing, right? Now, checking on this, yeah, you can see now the market hasn't dropped. It's just did the same. This very big candle here, market moved all the way down. And I'm going to explain why that can happen, because it's just very simple. It's just simple as that, all right? So this area here was a sell, but on a bigger picture, it was on the highest time frame, which was actually for the highest time frame, which is actually around 4-hour time frame. And as you can see from this market, we are really trending at a very critical position here. We are trading at a very critical area here, which is around this zone here. And there is a gap that was created here. I know this gap is different from that of ICT, and most of the time some people normally wait for this gap to be filled. Sometimes you are waiting for this type of gap to be filled. This type of gap normally happens either on weekend or can happen during the market open, like for example at midnight, and something happen in between when the market is closes, and then when the market opens on the sending a session, you know, that we experience such a gap. All right, so that is what we really got here. And I know that's why when we do something like this, so I want us to see why the market actually reversed from this area here. So if you take a volume profile and take all the way to the current price, this is what you see, that there are so many orders that were actually here. And so many positions that were actually positioned around this area here, around slightly below 4,200. all right, so that's the area that I told you, in case maybe you are planning to buy, make sure that your stop loss is placed around this area here. And the reason the market actually moved so fast between 4,300 between this area here is because this is the area now we call the lower volume nodes, the area where you see lower volumes like this, a lower volume like this, less activity. When the market actually move through and penetrate those areas, the market normally move very fast. It moves very fast, and that's the area that we are really avoiding to just do with it the other day. Now, where's this market moving? The market is still on the downtrend. The market is still trying to move down, and this likely gold can actually even move below 4,000. That is what I'm worrying about. But what is going to happen? I defined yesterday what is called a short. I said this is called a short because the market is not lasting long when the market is actually selling. So it seems that gold is not lasting long when it's actually selling. So it means there are so many orders that are waiting gold. When it comes down like this, it grabs those orders and the market just reverses. All right. So there are so many investors who want to buy gold right now at a very cheap price. And eventually we're going to see the gold actually moving all the way to the top, just the same as the Bitcoin. At the end of a year, maybe November, we might be actually experiencing new high. Around before December, trust me, before December, gold might actually be hitting a new high that can actually be 5,700. It's going to be the same with Bitcoin. Gold is going to be hitting all new time high before the end of the year. That can actually happen between November. So that is a thing that we need to understand here. So anytime the investors are going to see the gold coming maybe to 38, those zones, they're actually going to be buying from the market and they're placing the order limit. Remember, those are billions of money that will be entered around those areas. So let's move to 1 hour time frame so that we can look for the entry and see where we are right now. Because from yesterday now, after the market moved to 4,000, we got to this area here where the market reversed. Remember, we sold around this area here, which was actually around 43.50. Market moved down all the way to 42.18. I don't remember what was our TP. Our TP, I don't remember where we placed our TP, but I think it was around downside. Yeah, it was down. So that was another area that we entered the TP. The other area that I actually entered from this market is this zone here. So I sold here, I sold this area here, and I was expecting this market to come all the way to this zone here. So that is the entry that I was looking. That is the entry I end. That is the entry I end. That is the entry that I end this morning. So that is the entry I end this morning. This is the entry that I end this morning for the gold, where I just sold around this area here. Now I'm trying to see whether we can, where is the potential area where we can just have another entry, maybe before the day ends or maybe at night. Yeah, if not that, maybe we can switch to scalping and find small entries with what is happening right here in this market. All right, so that is going to be fun, scalping. Because right now, if this was our entry and the market has already moved, I was planning maybe when the market falls this area, we're going to get this and move. Yep. And also I was expecting this market to move slightly below this, that is below 42.05. So still I'm expecting to see maybe that just happening, but this kind of signal is not like it's not that 100%, it's not that really good, because the market has already failed to move fast down this one, and it's really nice, but we don't really have a confirmation for that. So in case this market moves, maybe let's say maybe if it's moved back to 43.17, it's moved back to 43.17, 43.20, we might actually be having another sell from 43.17. But you just know we are very far from that. That is almost $40. So For those who are planning to just either sell right now, is really not a very good time to sell from that market right there. Yeah, because there is a potential the market can test again 43.20. We are going to see whether still those volume contracts are still located at 43.20. That's really not a good thing. And those who are really buying right now, remember, gold is still on the verge of moving down. So that is not even going to favor you long term. That is not going to favor you long term, right? That is not going to favor you long term. I'm wondering what just happened to $63. Okay, let me see what happened to my this is hanging up. Let me open new tab. Let's see now what has really changed from yesterday. Let's see what has changed in terms of contract. Then we can let's see whether we still have the same areas, because we've been talking about these areas. Let's see if the market stands with the same thing. I want to see whether the market stands with the same thing. Same contract appears. So if you're joining this, ensure that you like, make sure that you subscribe and turn notification bell. We normally come live every single day, 4 p.m. to 4:30, around that time, East African time. So you can still be joining us. So we are interested in this. We are interested in this. I'll be expanding so that you can see it. Let me increase the size. I hope that is enough. I want to see whether that works for you. Where is 43.05? Because around 43.05, 43.05, yeah, 43.05. 43.05 is going to be critical when this market comes to that area here. Let me see. I want to see where is 43.05. 43.05 is located here. I think that is the same zone that we experienced a massive sell-off when this market touched that region, 43.05, this area here. So I think just mentioned by this stop, this support level, this area here. And now that's a likelihood maybe, and that's why I'm saying for those who are owning buy positions, it's really going to be risky all the way up. This is very close. And yeah, what's the current price? Okay, 42.57. all right, so that is what we are getting. Let's see that area here, which is 43.05, the highest we got yesterday. That's another area where we are under so many puts. You can see still we have 43.20. 43.20 is the zone that I sold this morning. So I sold around this area here. We sold around 43.50. That was yesterday. Remember, now this is 0DT here. 43.20, this area here. All right, that is one of it. But you can see still there's development around 43.80, of which the market, I know, is trying to achieve that yesterday, where the market went all the way to, yeah, the same area, 43.81. That was 43.81. You can see the number of contracts that are really ardent around those areas, this zone around 43.80, those areas. So it was really massive, and that's why you can see that really happened around 43.80. 44 still stands, but next, the most important part is the most close positions. But you're going to, tomorrow, if you're going to browse this, when you just wake up tomorrow around London session, when you move to this chart, is really going to update you to the recent price of today movement, like all the way to 42. It's going to update the prices all the way to 42. It's going to update the prices for you up to 42. So you're going to see the market in a bigger picture. You're going to see it all the way to 42. We are going to see how many orders have been ended around 42, 42.50, 42.40, all those areas. We're going to see them. Yeah, but the most important area here to just focus on is the likelihood of 43.05. That's the leverage that we have right now. But I want to check this volume here for the chart. Let's see whether we have this. And we said anytime you are just opening this, we want to change by strike. Want to change by strike. Yep. And then I will zoom this. So let me zoom out. Okay. I want to see where higher volume is. This is not really going to help. See whether this will help. This is 4,000. This is 4,100. I need the closest. The close one is, so this is saying 42.68. 42.68. Where is 42.60? It's 42.60 is underlying price and not a rejection, not where we are experiencing higher volume. But the most important part is 42.50. 42.50. We have higher put than call, so that means 42.50. 42.50 is going to be important as well. 42.50. 42.50. Where is 42.50? That was around this zone here. No wonder this market actually moved to that. But of course, I don't like this change, is because it's not that accurate compared to the heat map. Heat map is the king. It's not, heat map is the king. This is 42. This is 42, and that's why I'm talking about 42. There's a likelihood for this market to come to around 42. 42. We have several orders around 42 concentration. Let me see that on the heat map. 42, 42, 42. 42 not just updated here. Oh my goodness. So 43.65, 43.05 is the area that I'm talking about. In case this market moves up, all right, we need to crack this until we just get it. So this area here, so this cash zone that we really have here, the market has already trying to move up around 60. So once we get to this level here around 0506, this is the area that you're going to experience this, and maybe the market is going to try and move all the way down right now, because that is where we are getting higher Hondas actually ending up. That is going to be very serious. And in case maybe, so my sell is going to be here because I'm still on the sell for gold right now. So I'm going to, from 06, 07 here, my stop loss is going to be above 20. That means I'm going to put around 35, around that 8 there, and then I'm going to focus slightly below this, and of course I'm going to be putting it at this level here, which is actually around 42. That will be a risk reward ratio of 3. That will be risk reward of ratio of 3. So that is the entry that I'm planning to have. That is the entry that I'm planning to have. And the reason for that is because this is the only area that I can actually trust this market to come to. If you're going to use different brokers, you're going to see different options. You're going to see different volume for that. You're going to see different volume for that. So anytime I'm going to close my positions, that is here. Carlos, hey, look, how are you doing? Thank you so much for telling them to like the video. Thank you so much for that. All right. What was on US 100? Where is the part in the CME? Okay, you just go to the CME, go to the market, go to gold on the left, then go to open interest tools, then you see it. All right, simple. All right, so that is the entry that we have. So I'm going to just mark it as you're saying. So that is, I'm going to give this a probability because there's a probability for every signal that you're going to have. Right, so let's mark these prices around this zone here. This is our stop loss, and this is our entry. So I told you the same thing, like sometimes yesterday we got our entry right on time when we were live around this time. Today I had the perfect entries, only that I could not come live because I was busy and I was analyzing this market. We got it so perfect, but of course I normally share this with my inner circle, these entries. So I end this entry, of which now I think it is time to close it right now because of that candle that is flashing right there. So close that entry. I'm going to find another entry. We're going to find another entry all the way to the top here. So yesterday, today, that was really good entry. The other day that we were live streaming, we made around almost, we're still closed in profit. So it's 3 days consecutive making profits, and that's really amazing. So I'm waiting for this market now in terms of gold to come all the way to this area here and really move down. Someone, I think we are good with that. We are good with that. So this is the area I'm waiting to see the market coming to. I'll repeat again. This area here around 4305, 4308. Let's say 4305 to, I like regions. That is the area where I'm expecting this market to move to and continue moving all the way down. And this time is actually going to be maybe below this price because we did not move all the way down. I'm expecting to see market moving all the way down probably to 4206 or maybe slightly below 4200. That is what we can actually get from this market. Highly likely though, likely that is what we can get. And then I'll be selling from this. I'll be putting my stop loss slightly below, above 4320 because there's a higher volume around those areas. So let me check around 4320 what we have, because I don't want to see, I want to see higher put in those areas. I don't want to see I want to see bigger volume around those areas. So it's serious. So I want to show you something very amazing, but I don't know whether I show you this because this information is very critical, and loss zone is located around 43.38. I think that is okay, considering when the market comes to 35, there is a rejection here on us around that area here. So I think that is okay. That's okay. 38 is in between here, so that's okay. That's okay. That's very okay. But likely for 43, 43.05, 43.10, this market is going to move to that place. The market is actually going to move to those zones. High likely the market is going to move to that. That's why I've closed my third position. So I'm waiting to see. In case the market actually touches this, then of course we're going to move. And yeah, so that's what I'm expecting. I've already closed that. But don't forget on long-term goals, the one that we are talking about here, this. Don't forget on the long-term goal that this market actually might be touching this region here, which is actually can even be, I'm scared. I'm very scared because gold actually might be touching below 4,000, which is actually going to be very scary. So many people, it's going to create a very big fear into this market. There's going to be a very big fear. People are going to fear this. Of course, if gold actually goes to move like, let's say 38, it's going to be a lot of fear. Crazy things happening, right? So that is what I'm expecting. What is happening to Nasdaq? What is happening to the Nasdaq? What is happening to the Nasdaq right now? Let's check on the Nasdaq and then we wait on the gold. Patience is the only thing that can actually prove to you what is happening. Let me see. I also have long-term positions that I opened on the Nasdaq. They can see I'm in good profit. I don't know whether you can see my phone. Okay, you can't. Even I have show you the screens, but Nasdaq is really doing so amazing. So what about Nasdaq? Nasdaq, in case maybe you see 28,000, please buy. Don't even do any analysis. Once you see 48,000, buy. Once you see 48,000, 27,900, you just buy and wait. Be patient. Nasdaq creates new high all the time. Every time you're going to see this market creating all new highs every single time. So that is what you're going to see every single moment. So anytime you see the market moving down, you just make sure to buy. But why am I saying that? Because there are a lot of information that I can just share with you right now. You can see I'm writing earnings and all those things. That is the information I'm writing down, because there are a lot of things when it comes to analyzing Nasdaq. There are a lot of information that I can share that you think is just physics, but of course it's very simple. And this, when it comes to trading Nasdaq, trust me, my entries are 90%. 90% on the Nasdaq. I can share the same information, but not here. I'll try and make that video for the Nasdaq, because I have mastered Nasdaq in just many ways. Many ways. So anytime you see the price of Nasdaq coming down, let's say for example right now 28, ensure that you buy and secure your investment. US stock are really moving up this time, number one, because of course there's introduction of SpaceX. So many people putting money on that. It's really going to be part of this Nasdaq 100, and the things are really going to keep moving up, investments all the way up. The other thing you can see happening, of course, the oil prices is down to 73. That is after the Trump and Iran have signed the deal. So oil prices are down, like you can see right now. and it's really moving down. You can see from yesterday alone 92, right now we are talking about 73. And the other thing that really happened, that this one is just moving down, is because Iran are really promising now they are going to open the Strait of Hormuz completely. And what does that mean? Of course, the WTI oil prices are really going to just drop. And that is, I hope even Kenya is going to reduce the prices of oil, because right now we are talking about, lakini government yetu is reduced, so tuachane na hiyo maneno, they can't. The price is back to normal. We can say this is absolutely normal. This is normal. So the market has been trading around, let's say, if you can sample even 2024, this time we achieved this area here. Around 2022, we achieved 126. But you can see the average prices of oil is absolutely around this area here. So that means we are trending at a very normal price. And I don't think maybe there is a time we will never go back to this market here. Was there any time maybe we moved to $13? That was 2020, seriously. Okay, this was actually around COVID time. This is COVID time. The price of oil ended to drop massively because there was no movement. So oil price is very sensitive, my friend. Oil is very sensitive. So with the deal that has actually been signed, the oil prices is really down. But trust me, I don't think there is going to be any peace in this world. There is no peace in this world that is going to be there. So maybe when these prices come to around below 70, I'm going to buy oil again. So around 69, 68, in case maybe we touch that one, if that is possible, around this area here, I'm going to buy oil prices as as investment. But one thing, there are two things that are very dangerous to oil prices. Number one, anything to do with the lock, anything that does with the lock and block, anything that says block or lock, that is going to make the oil prices either be expensive or useless. Okay, so if there is going to be a lockdown, what happens to the prices of oil? Consumption drops, no movement, the price of oil becomes very cheap, my friend. The higher prices moves down. So anytime you hear anything to do with the lockdown, like right now, it can actually push even the prices of oil to move below $50. Hey, below $50. That is how serious it is. That is how serious these things are. So anything to do with lockdown, the lock, anything, you see this one ending with the k. Anything to do with the blockage, like for example the Strait of Hormuz blockage, of course you know it's going to make the oil prices move all the way up, and that is another danger zone. So oil prices is very sensitive to those two terms, blockage and lockage, and that is one thing that you really realize from this market. But as we see it now, maybe there is another virus that is more than COVID that can bring the lockage and of us maybe lockdown and the prices to move down. But what I've said is I'm going to invest in oil prices once we touch this area here. Once we touch this zone here, I'm going to buy because of the future, and we are going to hold all the way to 100. Okay. So that is just a common sense, just simple strategy. The reason you see this moving up and down here is just because of this signing. Once things start normalizing, movement, construction start maybe in Iran, you know, Iran start now, you know, having just the movement. Once the movement actually just resumes, all right, and all this this is called grain, whatever is just happening, because now we were at a very risky zone of shortage of supply. That is what just happening now, because people are selling without thinking. Once that ends, and there's something maybe to trigger around the demand for oil, the things get normal, of course now you start seeing the price of oil now at least moving up after stabilizing. All right, so once you see the market stabilizing, this is going to be a very good time to buy. You can see it has been dropping today, so just give it a time. Oil prices give it time to see what is just happening. And then the good thing actually to check on this, if you really want to master between Nasdaq oil prices, how they are really performing, then the best thing to check on this is VIX. This is a fear and greed index to tell you what is happening all around, what is happening to this market. It's really serious. Gold is still trading at 42.41. So we said if the market is going to move to 43.05, we are going to sell. We are going to sell. We are going to sell. So that is what we are waiting to see. As now we keep doing this. So if this is your first time to be here, kindly subscribe and turn on notification bell. We are done with the market. We are still analyzing this. I'm just helping you on these things. Look how I analyzed and knew that the deal is not really over because of how the VIX was really doing. There's one thing that you need to know, that VIX is moving, is inversely proportional to the Nasdaq. And mostly actually that is SP500. And you know, of course, once the SP500 moves up, it interacts all the stocks, it interacts all the other indices. All right, so that is what normally happens. So VIX is a very perfect thing to normally use because it's normally ahead of the market. VIX moves, sometimes VIX can actually move fast. Like we can get VIX moving up and then the market follows later. That can happen. Yeah, that can happen most of the time. Mostly, yeah, that can happen. Very likely. Yeah. So imagine where, for example, you get something to lead you on what is going to happen to the market. The VIX spikes up, stays up, and then later you see the market crashing. Maybe in the next 2 hours, next 30 minutes, or maybe the next day you see the market crashing. That is VIX. And this happens mostly to the stock indices. We are talking about Nasdaq, US30, and SP500. So that is the power of VIX. There are some people who've been using this fear and greed index. For example, that you can find on the CNN. Let me show you as we continue to wind this case and as we continue to almost wind this down. So it's good for you to know. It's known as this one. So these are the indicators that you don't even need to use. These are the indicators that can be used on TV. These are the indicators that can just be used on the TV and not as a trend, my friend. These are people who are going to use this, you know. Look at that. This is so lagging, and the only indicator that you need to avoid in your life as a trader is the lagging indicator. Lagging indicator is very useless. Very, very useless. What do you see here? What do you see from this indicator here? Look at that. What do you see from this indicator? It's telling you we are in the fear, all right? It's fear. But you know, actually, it's not only checking on the market alone. It's actually checking on different things. It's checking on different things. Actually, not SP500. Okay, fear and greed indicators, market momentum, stock free screen, put and call options. There's the options. So people who are actually trading options. So it's giving you things about options. What is happening to the options market? What's happened to the market volatility? Are there volatility? It's telling you there's neutral. What is happening to the safe haven? I'm thinking in this case we are talking more of gold and junk bond demand and all those sort of things. So if you are trading Nasdaq and you are trading that, it's really combining a lot of things here and telling you we are still in the fear. For example, extreme fear on junk bonds demand. All right, so on the bond market, there's a video I explained more about the bond, where there's actually there's a fear of when the inflation, there's a fear of inflation. Of course, what happens to the market, there is always people move to bond market. Now there's something that's actually been happening. The reason you see maybe they are putting this at extreme fear for the bond market is because recently the president of Fed, these guys decided to post the interest rate cut despite the ongoing inflation that has actually been kicking in the US. This is the most important, this is the most valuable information you actually need as a professional trader. The inflation has been kicking in the US, but you know what has been happening? Then decided to post the interest rate hike up to 2027. That means this year we are gonna not get any pause. We're gonna not get any interest. So that's a very serious issue or whatever is just happening, and this is grained on this is FXP 500. Yeah, so it's moving up, of course. Then of course the most important thing that you can check is this because it's really moving down. So what are we gonna get is because it's just been moving down. Of course, what we can get on SP 500 should be moving up, right? But what if we touch this area here? What if the market is going to move to 15? So if it's going to move to 15, if VIX is going to move to around 15, this is a very low area here, because of course you can check this support. You just do a simple month calculations. This is a demand area where we have been getting higher reactions. Of course, I've been following this line, which is another trend line here. So when this market touches this around this area here line, things normally happens. You know, everything happens with a purpose, of course. Kila kitu inafanyikanga na mipango. So with this, what you can get, the market can actually jump all the way to the top. So you need also to be checking on what can be happening to the SP 500 and Nasdaq. So that means one thing, that we might be getting a rally that is going to continue on the stock indices like Nasdaq, US 30, SP 500, and then later we might, once the market actually moves to this zone here, then we might be getting the fear kicking in. And the fear can be driving different things. People may be fearing to lose money. You know, I still wonder sometimes when you analyze the market technically, then that is almost the same time when the market actually approaches your zone, that is the same time that you realize, hey, something has just happened, like things just happened fundamentally. And then I end up being shocked sometimes, most of the time. Ama nirudie na Kiswahili tuelewe. So unakuta most of the time ukianalyze market on technically, vitu zinafanyika tu fundamentally. Unaweza sikia tu ulikuwa una gold imeenda chini imecrash, kisha yake usikie tu Iran na Israel war, vitu zingine sasa hivi zimefanyika, inafanya gold inaanza kumove up. Yeah, so that's how things really work. Like this, the market has been moving down, like gold been moving down. Then eventually, maybe in 1 or 24 hours, something happens all over the world. You hear there's a safe haven demand, or maybe something has happened, and then there's a need for the gold to be safe haven. It starts moving up, so that is on. So technically, things happen technically, of course, and then you hear fundamentally things fixing up. So it's really worrying. That's normally what happens, and that's what I'm talking about this area here. Market coming to that area here and then trying to drop from that zone. So it's crazy things. It's crazy. So gold still moving. I don't think whether I'm going to get entry right now because we are trading at 49. Yeah, 40. Remember the zone. I'm going to leave it and see what we're going to get, because I'm going to have another end. That's the entry I'm going to have. Okay, let me get it to this place. And of course our TP is going even to be more than that. It's going to be lower than that. All right, so let's wait a minute and see, because this thing can happen anytime. Let's wait around 5:30 and see what happens to this market. We are now, I want us to enter to now the scalping mode. We try and have at least some few entries on this. Let's see whether we can have small entries for scalping. Scalp. Scalping. Scalping. Let's see, before the market actually moved to that area. Okay, I see the market is really moving so good here. So I'm going to move to 5-minute time frame. We are going to be using this. So let's see on the 5-minute time frame, but don't forget about this. So I'm going to save that those entries. Let me move to a different broker. So we are going still to be checking that. Don't forget about this bigger entry. Let's see now, we want us to move to the lowest time frame, so that I'm going also to move to a different broker so that we can have this, right? So this is the entry that we ended yesterday. You can see this is the entry that we ended yesterday from this. So we analyzed this market from this area here. So I want us to scalp, and I'm going to use Pepperstone. I'm going to prefer to Pepperstone, and I'm going to be checking this on 5-minute time frame. All right, let's see. What do we got? We need to react very fast. And what do we get from this market? Of course, the market that is trying to move down. And I think if you look at this, you see it's a market that is trying to break this. So anytime now from this candle here, we might be getting a breakout. We might be betting a breakout with that, because this looks like if this market had moved to this position here around, let's say 63, because already the market touched around 52. If the market had moved to around 65, 63, we could have changed, and this isn't on. That is a structure. We called the market chart patterns. Those patterns end shoulder, and those things end shoulder. So this could have actually been a shoulder here, and then the end on the top, and then we could be talking about the market that has a probability of moving down. So if you look at this candle that we have here, I'm trying to decode it because I want to see this also on the, let me see this on the phone, 1-minute time frame. It's very important. Oh, I was buying Nasdaq, and I bought Nasdaq. It moved to 300, and then it is really back again. What a loss. Once, what is it back again to 180? 118. This is 58. So I'm using the MT5 here so that I can see about this region. I want to see more about this. I can actually be using the phone to have these entries. It's going to be very fast. Let me test this with 0.01 because I can see a small cell here, 0.01, to test to see whether it's going to work. Yeah, it's working. It's working. So the phone is going to be faster than this. Phone is going to be fast. Let's close that and let's see. Let's wait and see. I want to see. I don't trust this pattern so well. 47. I don't trust it so well. Don't trust this so well. I'm still expecting to see a break of this. Breakout for that can actually happen anytime. That break. I'll change these colors here. Yeah, so it's look like around 48, 48. This is 48, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, I think I have a sense of it's going to. If you look at this pattern here, these are very big rejections around that area, and the market is trying to break this. So once we'll be touching this again, the market actually is going to move down. This market is going to move all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. That is likely to happen around that zone. So I'm going to find a small entry around let's say 52, 52. So it's going to move to 52 because it's going to move to 52, likely for it to move up. You're still finding a way. After this, the market moved all the way to this zone here, so around 63, a likelihood for 63. Yeah, it might actually move to 63. But of course, I expect this to happen anytime. That is what I'm expecting. Anytime this can happen. Anytime this can happen. So we are talking about 48. There is MD5. So if you are scalping, make sure that you are using your phone, and make sure your phone is really so good, because on the prices reactions, the market is not really good on TradingView. TradingView is very slow. TradingView is always slow. So we had 49, 49. Okay, I want to see this clearly. I want to have a sniper entry on this thing. Don't forget, with our long-term goal for sale, uh, 52. Oh, 52. Serious. I think we already touched 52. We already touched 52, and the market is So that is entry. I'm going to close this. That is 48 to 52. That was just $4, so 0.5. So don't tell me the Nasdaq is trading. Yo, Nasdaq is really doing so amazing. Oh, wow. So let's spot another opportunity here. Let's see what we can have. 49. 49. So this is what we are going to get. In case this market comes to this zone, of course we are going to break it down, but still don't forget we have a sell all the way up to 43.05, a likelihood. If we are going to get to 45 to 40, this is 40. So we're going to get to 40. This market is going to break this zone, so I'm very cautious about that. I'm closing this. I'm closing that. Okay, the market is going to rise 42. It's going to move up from that area here, 42, 42, 42, 42, 41. So okay, that's area now that we're waiting to see. From there, okay, we might be getting a small reaction before the market, like that. Small reaction before, like that. You see, there's a very big support around that zone, so you can see what has just happened to that area here. But if that thing is really happening, of course this market is really going to break. There's of course going to be a breakout here, likelihood, high likely breakout. We did not see 43.40 on but we're going to see it tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, that is when we're going to have all the visibilities of the areas below 4,003, because right now what we can see on volumes is the areas above 43.05. That is what we have at the moment. So a reaction at 43, around that area again that area there, so 43, 42, that is what we are getting. But I'm very cautious about that place, so don't just buy when the market touches that. Don't just buy anyhowly when the market is touching that, because there's likelihood now the market, you can see these many touches here, around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, many times the market trying to come to this level and moving up again. And what normally happens in that area, I want to see in terms of volume, whether we have a volume profile, what it says about the same zone. So like right now, if you really, I don't think, it seems like it's tempting, like you can buy from that area there, but if you're really going to buy from that level, I don't think so, because yes, it seems that it has all the plans for you to buy from that level, but breakout actually normally can just happen that area. And what normally happens that area is that once it breaks to that, is normally goes and hit your stop loss. What is called now the liquidity grabs, is grab liquidity. It gets the energy to move up from that level. You can see it is just happening. Like right now we are talking about 46. We can move to the smallest lot size so that we can have these things like these ones. So moving to the smallest losses so that we can have different interest levels. Remember our area, still we are going to stick with that. All right. I don't want to lose all my money that I made today. I made quite a good amount of money from the entry that we earned. So you can see still the market is trying to just come back again to that level. 42, 42 again, 42 again. We might be getting to 47 before the market decides to come down. 47. That is where we have the trap. That is where we have the trap. That is where we have the trap. We have the trap right there. We have the trap right there. That is the trap. I'm waiting to see how these. I want to see how that trap is really going to be. You see that trap? We see that region? It's a very big trap right there. It's a very big trap out there. That's a big trap. That seems like I'm buying, but I'm not going to buy from that. It looks like a buying position, but no. I'm not going to fall into that trap. It seems like a trap on my side right now. It seems like a very big trap on my side right now, so I'm not going to buy. To give some people reasons to buy, but I see a trap. I see a trap there. That's why I've written the breakout, because it can happen quickly. It can happen very quickly like that. That's what I'm avoiding to buy right now from that zone. Like right now, no. I just have to wait because there might be a trap. There might be a trap. Seems that you are going to buy from 42. Seems like that. You see, there are still some people buying from that area. Even if the market goes back, of course, we are going to hit 43.09. But that man seems like the buy position. But no, I'm not going to place a buy there. The market has all the reasons. You see what we are getting, the a buy, and that is what you see. The market is signaling a buy right there, but on my side, I cannot buy from that area. Even if it's going to print a green candle, I'm not going to buy right now. I'm not going to buy from it. I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to play that game. Even if it is short term, I'm not going to play that card. I cannot buy because it's very obvious. Like the way you see it, it looks so much obvious. Yes, I'm buying. I don't like buying obvious things. Like that's a trap. Very high chance that it's a trap. I'm waiting to see what happens to that area. I'm waiting to see what unfolds around that zone, and then yeah, I must see what happens that area. So we had a chance to buy right there, but I cannot, I could not, I could not, I cannot. Don't forget with the big target that we have, 4305, a sell that we have there. So don't let this blind you. So we are going to wait for that area. These are small entries that I'm just having here. So I'm just waiting to see if the market is going to have this breakout maybe towards 30s before it continues to move on the upper side. And that is when this market actually touches that area. And maybe the worst we can just have around this area is 63, which is actually, I give it those small entries, I'm going to close them here. Those small entries, I'm going to close them here. So I could have said that this market is just selling from this area here, because I'm going to have already sold from this area here, and I'm expecting a small sell-off that actually is going to happen to that area. The stop loss around 63 and above right there. That is what we're going to have. Then we just close this, and we just close it. Right, so that is what I've just planned with this entry. Yeah, so I'm just waiting to see a breakout in that area. Breakout to just happen here. That is what I'm waiting to see. Yep, so that is what we are getting. I'm waiting to see, but yeah, so I'm waiting to see this market breaking out this. So yeah, that is what you're expecting. I can see some amount of money here at 48. Okay. So we are closing it down like this, and I'm still expecting this market to actually come down. I'm still expecting to see us actually having lower prices than this. I'm still expecting we move past this. You can see how actually this has really worked. So for those who are actually sold around that area, that was really nice. I think that is 40, 55, 54, and you can see right now we are talking about 49.50. That's $4 when you are scalping with 0.5. Actually we are talking about 47 now. That's a really good amount of money. I mean, $100 with it, making money right here. So you need to be fast, quick. I'm still expecting this market to move down there. I'm not actually going to move out of it until I see what unfold, because breakout, I'm still expecting it to happen. It has to. So I've printed my WhatsApp number down there. You can just check it, and you can check it. There's someone who was asking me why on WhatsApp, why you guys, I think you have been having a problem of downloading the books from the website. You just click get it, and of course you just get it. It's just simple. You just get it when you just place like that. So I end a sell at 42.54. Right now we are 45. I have already closed my position at 48. That $6 move with the 0.1. I made $100. So I'm going to keep it that way. But I want to see how this market is going to unfold, because I'm expecting a breakout to happen. That is the market, this market that you can see here, to break this zone here, to break this. I'm expecting it to break this one. I'm observing 42. I'm expecting for it to break this 44. Yeah, move down. You move down all the way to this, which is around 43.30, around 43.30, this one. So it's going to be amazing. So I'll just give it more time. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. I'm going to give this market 10 minutes. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to move, to break and move down. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. You break down and you move down, okay? I'm going to give you 10 minutes right now. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is what you have. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to break and move down. Come on now. This is the time. This is the time we are waiting for. This is the moment we have been waiting for. This is the moment we have been waiting for. I want you to move down, and then I say it's deal is done. I want you to break down. I want you to move down. You cannot be touching that region every time. I want you to move down past that 40. Move down. Don't react to that. I don't want you to move. I want you to see what we're going to do from there. Remember, the lowest we got today is 42.36. So that's why I'm expecting at least this market to move below that. I don't want to see this market 36. This is the lowest. So I'm expecting this market to move below that. That is below 36 of the day. So if that happens, of course, it's really going to be amazing because we're going to get another low for the day. It's still great. Still great. So I'm still expecting a breakout there. It's been almost 30 minutes. We're waiting for it. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. 6:30, you should have broke. Is it breaking? Breakout? Breakout? Breakout is a zone. Breaking is tense. Okay, let's do that and then we proceed. Let's see. I'm not going to buy at that zone because I know there's a trap that is going to be around that area. That's why I'm just avoiding it. Silver is trading at 66. I'm not shocked. So although the price is very cheap right now of silver, 666, with the gold that we have been expecting for it to move down. So for the silver, we just keep our hands down and just assume, because the probability it can move even below 60 because it's going to follow gold. So if you have this expectation for the gold to move probably past below 60, slightly below, for the gold to move, let's say even below 4,000, and silver is trending right now at 66, then why? Because gold is really going, there's likely when gold can follow silver, and silver might be going to below 66. If gold moved to 4,000, trust me, silver might be moving to below 66. I'm waiting for the market to move below and actually to form another new low for the day, because the lowest we achieved today was 36. So I want to see the market below that, and it's really going to be amazing. But don't forget about the entry that we sent, 4305. That is going to be the sell. This is just for scalping purposes and for fun. I've already made some amount of money from the top here, so I was scalping around selling 54. This is the zone I was talking about, 54. And right now what I'm expecting is this market to break down and move down. What are you expecting from gold? Are you expecting it to move to 6,000 or to move to 2,000? Right now, like, I'm expecting this is going to move to below 42.36. So once we move to 42.36, it's just another proof that we might be moving down. But before tomorrow, maybe before tomorrow London session, we might be getting gold moving to 43.05. Then that is a place I'm going to put a sell. I'm just repeating that again. There's high activity around 43.40. Tomorrow, that is the time we are going to receive all that information. We're going to get that information tomorrow, actually. Do you know what can happen to this market? Let me tell you. What is going to happen is the gold moves down, and then after moving down, is going to come back, and the same area we are talking about the breakout. In case the gold breaks that out, In case gold is going to break that zone, that is 43.40, and start moving down, what is going to happen is gold is going to move down, and then once it moves down, once the market will be recovering, it's going to visit the same area, but the same area is going to be resistance. It's going to be a resistance zone where we are going to receive a rejection once the market will be trying to move up again, right? So a small move there. So that is still waiting, especially at that candle is very important. That candle matters a lot. The one that we really have. Yeah, that's now this is the moment we are waiting for. Gold at 6 minutes to move either down. I want to see it moving below. I want to see gold moving below the lower of the day, which is 37. I think 42.37. I want to see it moving down. That is what I want to get. I want to see it moving below that triangle right there. That is what I'm expecting to see. This is a moment now. And most of the time, if you see the high volatility on the Nasdaq moving down quickly and all that, you're going to see almost the similar thing following on the gold, like recovering right now. Let's see, moving down is going to move down again. Gold is going to move down. Let's see. Yep. Yes, 39. $42, maybe 42. So this is stabilization around 40, 30, 43, 40. I want to see 40. I want to see 42, 36. That is what I want to see. And below that, I want to see them breakout happening. I want to see them breakout happening. Just $2, $2, $3. Just our goal is achieved. Another $2, and then we get the breakout right now. Yeah, you see now, you see it's happening. It's happening. 37. We are 37. We are almost. I want to see gold actually forming another low, which is the lower than of the day. So the lower of the day was 36.99, which is actually 37. And right now we are talking about 38. So just $2, and then we are going to have another low. All right. So that is a breakout that I'm being expecting to see. Seems the market moving up, but no worries. It's not a guarantee, but of course the market of course is going to move down. That is what we expect. I'm expecting it to move even below that. That is what we are getting. So we have tried to move down. We are going to see what activity was taking place tomorrow at that level of 42.40. We're going to see on options when the data actually update. We're going to see what happens around that activity. Gold, the clock is done. The clock, you have 2 minutes, and I don't think whether you can do too much on those 2 minutes to create another low, right? So that is what you have. Yeah, you have 2 minutes to penetrate through and move down. So it seems that it's just visiting the same area of 42.38. Last one was 36, 37. Yeah, so I don't think whether it's going to do much. Let's see in the next 2 minutes. All right. So we are going to improve. We are going to improve. We are going to improve the way we are going to be scalping. We are going to be improving this. We are going to be improving this, the scalping side, and I'm going to be sharing also more of this information about scalping that we are going to be doing. But don't forget that we are going to be having a very big setup. That is a setup for bigger entry swing trading. One big setup for swing trading, so that it can give us a clue of where the market is going to be moving. And with that, gold has actually penetrated through, and we got the breakout just happening as we were expecting. You can call me the king of the gold. That is why it's named Dun Aurex. Yeah, you see now, you see. That is what we are saying. The gold is going to be moving below this area, is going to break out. And where is the exact entry? Sniper entry all the way to the top. Look at that. This 54 here, 42.54. Quick. Those are some of the entries that we're really going to be having, like on this live. So those are some of the entries that we are really going to be moving. And I think this likelihood is going to move past below even 42.30, as you can see. That is what we are going to have. But at the end of the day, the market is going to move maybe to that level again around 42.40. When it moves to 42.40, 42.40 is going to be that kind of rejection that is going to be happening when the market start moving up. I mean, when the market is actually going to stay down, once the market actually start moving up again, that it is going to act as the rejection. Once the market start moving up, that is what is going to happen. But right now, I want us to resume this tomorrow again. Tomorrow is on Friday. So Friday we are scalping here again. But tomorrow we are not going to have a swing trend. I want to see the 43. If the market achieved 43.05, you need to check that area so well, because that is the area we have planned to have a short entry. We are going to short this market, right? That is what we are going to have. But you can see that is the exact same thing that we are being expecting here. So there's no way you can join this live and be a profitable trader. You get it. There is no way you're going to join this live and lack some good amount of money to train, like you profit. There's no way, because Monday we made it. Tuesday, Wednesday, all those days that we have been trading here, we have actually nailed them. So that is what you need just here. So tomorrow again, make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow me also on TikTok and Dun Aurex. We are going to resume this. And yeah, we're just going to have more of sniper entries. We're going to try and find better entries. We're going to have more. We're going to scalp more and swing trade. So tomorrow we will talk about that, because it is Friday, and when it's come to this side, we don't really want to leave some trains running out. The deal between the Iran and the Israel and the US has actually been signed recently, so we don't really trust anything. Over weekend is going to be most important, because the past 3 months has actually been of chaos. Almost 5 months has been the weekends, has been a lot of things really happening. But on the weekend as well, we'll be live, because I want us to analyze the court report. I want us to analyze the court report. That is the commitment of traders. I want us to analyze it so well together, so that when the market opens on Monday, you know, in terms of foreign currencies like Euro USD, GBP USD, you know where you're going to position your entries. All right. Now look at that entry. It's very perfect, very perfect, very amazing, 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 amazing. Now this friend of mine here is known as Nikira Pro. You are asking me why can't I trust that area. Now you see, you are asking me why. That is what I can see. You're asking me, why is the market, why can't you buy? we can't you buy? Why can't you buy? That is the question, and that was my answer, because that was a trap. That was actually a trap. So most of the time, those are things that you really need to realize that are very common in the market. Like one of the areas like this, they can be so amazing, like you buy when the market comes down, and eventually when you buy again, or like for example in this area here, when you go to buy again, you end up losing a lot of money, because you buy here, the market moves up, you make money. The market moves here again, you make money. The market moves here, you make money. Now mentally you tell yourself, this area, of course, I'm going to stick even more. Like for example, I'm going even to, if you're using 0.5 loss, if you're using 0.5 loss size, then this time you decide to use one lot and you buy here. And of course, what happens, you hit the stop loss because the market moves so down and they lose everything that you have made the entire day. That is the mistakes, and you can actually do. And there are some obvious things that normally happens to the market, like the way that you can see here. There's no way this market, of course, is going to just be coming to this place and moving up like that. Of course, it has to find a liquidity, and of course it has to move to where you people have placed the stop loss, and that is what has just happened in this market, what we were expecting. So I hope you are not just buying when you are selling, because that's a shame. Now I want to ask you this question, because there's a question that we ask ourselves when we open this chart, that where is the market, where is the gold moving? What if gold now fails to come to our area, which is around 4,305? What if gold fails to come to that zone? If it continue to move down, that I want us to analyze in just a few minutes before I close days. Like, where is the market going? Like, if you're going to keep selling, where is it going to land? Where is the landing place? Where is it going to land to? Because that is really very important. You need to be prepared in everything. Like, what if it fails to move up like the way we just expecting this? Then of course that is simple. That is simple. That is simple. Around this area here, there's what we saw around 42. You see the volume, there's a higher volume around 42. When you are checking on the options, we realize around 42, which is on the high OS change, which is 42 here. Let me go to the chart so that we can get this clearly. This is what we got. This is what we got from this place, which is a very critical point. Around here we have 4,200. That's one of the reaction. But if you look at this market clearly, the biggest point, like we have a very big pulling point, which is located around 4,010. That is 40.10, 40.10, 40.10. So the market actually might be keep dropping. That's why buyers, you're not in a very good luck right now. So, but when gold actually hit 3,900, I can promise you one thing: go and invest at least 0.01. Why am I saying 0.01? Because if you buy 0.01 and you have at least $500, there's no way that amount of money is going to disappear. But gold is going to create another new high, which is actually going to move, let's say even 5,600. So if you take 5,600, let's even take gold just alone from you buy, let's say even you buy alone gold from 4,000, and gold move to 1,000, 5,600. You know how much is that? That is $1,600. And trust me, gold is going to hit 5,600 before the end of this year. So you can see that's a very good investment that you can make, and that's why you see when the market tries to move down, like let's say 4,000, 9, and that is 3,000, 4,000. There are investors also are buying from this gold massively. They are placing bigger orders, and that's you see market moves down. It creates a very big candle, a very big wick on downside, because it means when gold tries to move down, it means very big orders, buy limit orders that has actually been placed down there. And that is one of the things that I want us to also check tomorrow, because I want us to scrutinize the DOM and the other things that is going to help us to know where big orders and where the big money is. That is first thing that you really need to understand. So apart from us trading whatever you're just doing here, this is very important, because this is very amazing. So you need to know how to invest when it comes to the gold, like placing, just open an account to fund $1,000, and by the end of the month, of course, you're going to get, by the end of the year, you're going to get, because 5 cents, you're going to get 100% of that, which is actually very amazing. You just leave it like that. Gold moves to 3,900, my friend, buy. Just buy with even 0.01, buy 0.01 lot size, and by the end of the year, you're going to have almost 2 times of what you actually deposited, right? So we can still talk about that, because that is really very important. All right, so that is great. That's great. On the whole change, we have already checked that one, and I sent on the open interest tomorrow. That is when we are going to get the data for today. That is actually because the market moved to 42, so on this expiry it's going to be that one. So tomorrow we are going to get this update, and we're going to get the update. I think it's going to move all the way to 42, so we are going to see what has actually been transpiring across 42.40, because that we got a lot of movement around that area. So that is really going to be very important. So tomorrow is another day to analyze this in a very big, massive way. And don't forget, 43.05 is the most interesting area that we're interested in, and 43.20. That is what we said. 43.03, that is why I'm going to start selling. In case this market moves up, my stop loss is placed above 43.38. That is why I'm going to place my stop loss, and my expectation is this market to move below 4200. All right, Felix, how are you doing, bro? I'm doing good. You're asking, how do you analyze news using the CME? Oh, CME we use options and futures, because it's a free website that you can use. So okay, I don't know, maybe you can just be joining our live section, or you can follow me on TikTok. I've posted some videos there to explain on how to use the same website, that is a CME. There are a lot of things actually I've not shared about this website, and a lot of things that you can use here. You can actually watch my TikTok with my TikTok account bears the same name that appears here on YouTube, Dun Aurex. Yeah, you see many subscribers there, not many actually, so that you don't go and watch other videos that have 5,000 followers to avoid the scams. My account has over 8,000 followers, so it will be able to differentiate, because there are so many scammers. So you can just go and watch those videos. Most recent, the newest video, of course, it has about the CME, and some videos recent, I think last month, and so you can watch about these things here. Yeah, so that is what we're talking about. I know I've not shared all the details, but we are going to talk about that one, because we have not covered futures, but I'm planning for a masterclass. Don't forget about that on the CME report. Okay, so that is what we have. I don't think it's about CME data. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, that is the CME data we're talking about. I know there are so many people asking me about this. I'm always trying to explain to people. I have tried my best to explain about the CME, but at this junction, because I've been making different videos about the CME data, this will be getting here. Now what I have to do now, I have to now redo a full class next week. I'll be posting a video next week on Monday, so I'm going to shoot video on Saturday and then I post the video on Monday or Tuesday, full class, maybe 1 hour plus, explaining everything about the CME report, how to trade it. Maybe we can start with the volumes. What are they? What you need to concentrate on? And that is really going to help you. Make sure that you follow me, and my website, I'm going to send you the website where you can download some of the books and classes, mentorship program I'm going to post. I sent, the website is not complete, but the website is not complete. I just made it for emergency purposes, so you can still, you can download the books there. You can have books, you can download books, you can watch the signals that I'm going to be posting there. You can download books, FX board, derivative board, my recommended brokers. That is really going to be amazing. So the website is on the chart. Check the chart, I've already sent it, so you can check it, and it's going to be amazing. So today we started live streaming 4, so it's almost 3 hours in the live stream. So I'm going to end it right there. Let me see, we have live streamed 3 hours 90, is it 3? No, not 3 hours, that is money. I'm talking about money here, that is the profit. Hello, what is happening? So check that website right now. That is what we are going to have. Whoever had a problem with downloading the books, they are still there. The website is not complete. I think maybe if you're going to experience any problem, is because of that. So this is a website, Pip Talon. You can see gold is still moving down. The way we just said is going to create lower high. Hey, this is really great. This is amazing. So watch 4,200. So for the mentorship program, for those who actually be joining the mentorship program, this is what I'm saying. Those who will be joining mentorship program, it's only at $100. We are going to be covering, that is personal mentorship, that is from signals, checking your analysis, guiding you one-on-one, so we can have those aligned and just be checking your analysis, why you are going wrong. A lot of things I need to vet how you normally place your trend, what's the problem, so that we can solve that. And I'm doing this until we're going to do this until January. So that is what we are going to do. I'll be able also to know what you have learned in the Forex market, so that I can also add some information that you see, advices, deep market analysis. We are going to be covering more of data analysis. That data analysis may include the report that we call the earnings report, trading on the stock indices, because there are some of things that we normally get from the market that almost guarantee of everything, like so amazing. So you're going to stay ahead of so many traders. I'm going also to help you know how to utilize the CME report, that is options and futures. I'm going also to teach you about the commitment of traders. On the floor, we are going to touch that. We are going to learn more about DOM, that's the depth of the market. Heat maps, when it comes to the within that period, actually, I know the period is short, but we are going to try as much to cover all these topics. They are very big topics, so that means there's no relaxing, because you need to move from one step to another. So this is actually, you should pay around let's say even $2,000 to learn all this information. You need to pay around $2,000 to pay this kind of information here, and you need to pay more than $2,000 for you to get this kind of information. Trust me, what I know moves the market. You just wait. There are some things I can also teach you about stock market that almost when you enter actually guarantees that you need to make money that day. So 90%, something that is 90%, over 90% accuracy. There are a lot of things that you really can learn from this. The reason I just placed it at $100 because so many people are crying, I don't have money, I don't have capital, there's a problem here. And of course, when people are so many, of course, at least we can see what we can do about that one. So for those, maybe you need a mentorship. You need mentorship, my friend. Not only be teaching these things, you need someone to just take you through what is Forex. You need someone to vet how you trend. You cannot. I started trading 2018, so you need someone to can vet whether you're trading crypto. If you're trading crypto, I actually started trading crypto. That is 2018. I was studying engineering in campus at that time, so I was actually trading on campus. 2018, 2019, I was still studying, and I was trading cryptocurrency. I have an experience on the derivative, that is option trading. See, not option. Actually, there's this different option. There's option, these, and there are other options for the trading where we say rise, and I have all those information. So you can join mentorship for that. On this website, you get to get these books. For example, I'm going to upload 100 of them. Many books here, 100 of them, books that can help you. I have of them. You can access both, that is derivative board. You can access indicators. They are all in this website. You're going to get them. You're going to get signals. They are going to be like this. Like, for example, there's one that we posted here. It was about buying Nasdaq, and we bought at 28,700. Right now, Nasdaq is trading at 20. Is trading at 30,400, my friend. You can shop for equipment for trading setups. I know there are so many people who have been asking me for the recommendation for those. The reason I was called Dun Aurex when I started trading is because I was studying engineering and I was repairing the machines. I was repairing these items. It was really good for me. So this is my work. So if you need to vet for a good, maybe monitors you can use, right? Like the ones that you saw on the thumbnail when you just joined this, you can see just here, all this, you can just get it. A nice chair like this mine here. Actually, I'm using this chair here. That's one now you can see. It's a very nice chair, very comfortable, a very nice chair. You can actually have this. You need to be smart. You need good setup is what produces good result. And that's why I always say, anytime maybe you're joining our live on analysis, the first thing that you need to do, relax. You need to relax, my friend. You cool them brain. And that's why you see Nasdaq and market psychology. These tests that are running here, market and there's the market psychology. That is the most important thing. Psychologically, you need to be okay, and you need to be seated properly. Okay, yeah. So that is what you can get from our store. That is what we have, and a lot of things I'm going to hand there. So we are still in development. You can get some motivation here from the videos and the quote. I said this: if you have a very nice quote concerning the market that you developed, ukakaa chini hivi, you sat down and you started thinking about something, and of course it's like a philosophy. If you have a philosophy that works, that is nice, that can help someone, send to me. I'll post on my website, of course, and then I have to give you a credit. I have to say this and this thought that this is a ones from this guy, and of course, you know, it's going to help someone. Send them. I have many of them, but of course I'm not going to make this for me. You can see like my guy here is known as George Soros, the man who made $1 billion. So we're going to put more of them around this head here. There are some guys in the US around 2008 who made a lot of money from the market crash through the the market crash that actually happened in 2008 after the real estate collapse. I don't know, I gave you that story. Those kind of guys who waited from 203 for selling and selling when that's some buying, those are kind of guys you need to hear from them. Gold is currently trading at 42.24. I have never seen anything like that. I'm very glad, I'm very happy to see market actually doing something like this. Let me see now. Wow. Medium something. So 42, watch for 42. All right, watch for 42. I'm going to wind this up. So I'll see you again tomorrow. You can as well exit and like this video, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I'm recording this, so I'm going to repeat the same thing because I recorded when I was analyzing, so I have to put after and before. And boom, you can see what just happened on the prices of gold is actually broke all the way from 42.40, and now we are heading all the way to 4200. So that is the area we are waiting to see. Now make sure that you are joining my live every single day from around 4 and 4:30 p.m. East African time, so that you can get nice setup like this. Don't miss out. All right, this is really great. This is amazing. You can see for those who have been live, of course, we have analyzed this market together. We entered together. We made quite a good amount of money. And to surprise you, do you know what was our entry? Let me show you, because this is another day that we have been making. This was our entry, 42.54. How do you call such a precise entry? It's known as the sniper entry. Sniper entry. Sniper entry. When you know the reason we call snipers, when the sniper points you here, my friend, is point you here, is actually going to shoot you here. Sniper. So exact position that we highlighted, the market moved from that. That is what is just happened here. We saw right here, we expected breakout, and that is exactly the same thing that happened. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Signing out.